Hi everybody, Steve here from Appetite for Business. I'd just like to take this opportunity to say thanks to everybody that joined our recent webinar, Microsoft 365, the desktop and beyond. So good to see so many people there, and the feedback's been excellent. Really enjoyed seeing your feedback on the tips that we shared and sharing that Microsoft 365 is so much more than perhaps what we realise. Going from the standard desktop applications, yeah, they've been around for a while, but there's so many new updates, there's so many features that we just didn't realise were there and can save us time. So once again, thanks for that. It was so good to see so many people on the session. And I want to take this opportunity to summarise some of the things that we talked about. So we talked about some of the standard applications, some of the new online applications, introducing you to some of them. There was, of course, some things that we didn't have time to talk about because they weren't picked as part of the vote. So let me summarise some of these for you just now, and at the end, I'll let you know how you can get in touch with us if you want to learn more about what training we offer, if you want to learn more about our learning platform called Cube, or if you just simply want to chat and see if there's anything that we can help you with as well. So the first thing that I talked about during the session was relating to Outlook. So there was two things, and they really both tried to help us work better without us even sometimes having to think about it. It's Microsoft 365 trying to look at our work patterns, looking at our email and our calendar, our tasks as well, and trying to suggest what we have to do. And the first one is Microsoft, the Cortana, the daily briefing emails that we've started to get, summarising what we should be doing today or what we could be doing today. And I would always say it's worthwhile having a look at them because it gives us the spark or the insight to go looking at things that we might not have necessarily thought about doing today. So these daily briefing emails that we get from Cortana, they can be switched on or switched off depending if you find them useful, but don't dismiss them until you've tried them, would be my advice there. The second thing, again, relating to Outlook, it's something that you might already have, or you might have to speak to somebody who looks after the IT side of it to add it into your Microsoft 365 account. And it's something called Insights. And that's exactly what it is. It gives you insights into what you should be doing, whether you should be planning focus time, planning time off, who you have to follow up with as far as tasks is concerned. If you've got a meeting coming up, it gives you information about who's going to be in the meeting. Is there anything you have to read first? Is there anything you have to prepare? So it's like having a personal assistant giving you that prompt on what you have to do. So it's an Insights button that you can click in Outlook. If you don't have it, speak to somebody who looks after the IT or ask for advice on how to add it in. But definitely a worthwhile feature if you need that little bit of extra push in organising your day. So that's the Insights option available through Outlook, also available through the office.com portal as well. The next thing that we talked about during the session, one of everybody's everyday applications right now has been for the last 18 months or so, and that is of course Teams. And even as we return to the office, it's still going to be in use, maybe in a different way. Maybe we'll have to adapt to the way that we're working when we go back to the office and work in a hybrid environment where some people are working at home and some people are working in the office. We're going to have to change the way that we work again to accommodate those needs as well. But Teams definitely isn't going anywhere. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love keyboard shortcuts. I love quick ways of doing things. And one of the best and most simplest shortcut that I talked about in Teams, very, very simple. We've all done it. We've all been speaking when we're actually on mute. It's easy done. Sometimes getting the mouse, clicking the microphone button, it's a bit of a faff, for want of a better word. What you can actually do, as long as the last thing you did was switch your microphone between mute and unmute, very simply press the space bar on your keyboard. It will just toggle the mute on and off. So that's all you have to do when you're needing to speak or when you're needing to go quiet as well. Rather than look for the mouse, click the button, press the space bar. Give it a try. It might change your team's life, who knows, but certainly a useful keyboard shortcut there. And within Teams, there is so many keyboard shortcuts. Half of them I don't know, half of them I don't use, but it's useful to know where to find them. And what I showed in the webinar was how to find all these keyboard shortcuts. All you have to do is go to the search bar, type in /keys, and it gives you a list of all the shortcuts available. Pick and choose the ones that will benefit you and get to know them. Another one, which I really like, is Control F. It allows you to search contextually. So if you want to search within a channel for a word or within a chat, it restricts the search just to that area. So it's a contextual search. Control F, and it only gives you search results where you want them, where you are actually currently sitting, be it a channel, be it a group chat, a one-to-one chat, anything like that. So Control F, we use it in lots of other applications, so let's start using it in Teams as well. So those were two desktop applications, Outlook that we've used as far as we can remember, Teams, a fairly new addition, but a very everyday application now, I think. Then we talked about going beyond the desktop. It does sound very futuristic, but all it means is there's applications available online as part of our Microsoft 365 subscription. And the one that people wanted to see there was a new app called Planner. So what Planner is, it's a way of organising a task-based project within your team. So you can set it up so you can assign tasks to people, keep track of who's doing what, break it down into individual steps, update the progress, you can add attachments, and you can get a really transparent view of who's doing what, who's up to speed on their tasks, what still needs to be done. It's very simple. Many people are maybe comparing it with Microsoft Project, which Project still has its use for sure, but it's more of a niche application. It takes longer to learn. There's an extra cost associated with it, and sometimes it's too much for what we're trying to do. If you just want a simple task-based project where you can keep up to date with who's doing what, Planner, it's a very user-friendly, simple to get up to speed with really quickly, and it's very visual as well. The way it works is you divide your tasks into buckets. So similarly grouped tasks, put them in buckets, and you can see a list of all the tasks in there. You can categorize, you can add individual steps, you can add attachments, and what I like, you can even comment on the task as you go. So I could perhaps say, not sure what to do here, can somebody help? Or I've done this part, can somebody carry on and do the next part? And it's all kept within the same task card. So all about keeping everything in one place. There's no need to go to lots of different areas or documents to see what you have to work on. You can keep it all in one place. And also, I said it's very visual. A lot of us like dashboards these days, so you can get a really high level overview of the entire plan or project to see what status the tasks are at, who's doing what, what's coming up, etc. And you can even view your plan on a schedule view, on a calendar view. So there's options there for everybody. And it is such a great way of keeping on top of who's doing what, rather than emails back and forward, rather than Outlook tasks in this case, it's all in Planner. So available online, but it can also be incorporated into Teams as well. So more and more, Teams is becoming the application that we can do everything from. So it makes sense that we can start adding things in there as well. So Planner, I don't think I could have worked so effectively with other people from home, working remotely in the last short while without having that ability to track and manage tasks as well. So if you've not used Planner, give it a try. You'll be up to speed with it in no time, I'm sure. So Planner. After that, we went back to the desktop to talk about a desktop application that has been available to us for many years, but people simply aren't using it because they don't know its potential just yet. And that's Microsoft OneNote. It's encouraging us to make that move away from keeping all our notes in a paper-based notebook. We can do so much more with it because it's electronic, so we can incorporate pictures, videos, screenshots, as well as text. And what I demonstrated during the webinar is a way to link it to Outlook when we're having a meeting. And it is as simple as pressing one button. It takes all the details from our Outlook meeting, such as attendees, notes, etc. And we can mark the attendance and we can take notes as we go. And it's all in one place. So even after that, I could simply share that page with everybody else in the meeting. So with OneNote, it's a great application on its own, but the way it integrates with other applications is, it can save so much time, streamline processes as well. So Microsoft OneNote, available on the desktop, available online, and available in Teams as well. So if you've not used OneNote yet, take the plunge and try and move away from the paper-based notebook with Microsoft OneNote. After that, we went back online. We talked about the application called Microsoft Sway. What that is, it's another way of presenting information. We've got PowerPoint. It's not a replacement for that. It's simply a different way of presenting information. The benefit of it, when you create your content, all the people that you want to interact with that content just need a web link and an internet connection. No software to be installed. It's purely available online. Where are people using it? Many people are using it for newsletters, brochures, reference guides, marketing material. It's so useful for that as well. It's simple to use. It's a case of building your storyline and customizing your design. And trust me, once you start using it, you will grow to love it almost instantly. It's another good addition to the online apps as well. So that's Microsoft Sway. Finally, the last thing that we talked about was Microsoft Windows. Okay, Windows 10 to be precise, and Windows 11 is coming very soon. Can't tell you how excited I am for that after seeing the previews of it as well. Windows 10, I'm all about the keyboard shortcuts with that. So we shared a few of them, such as Windows key and the letter D minimizes all your windows. Windows key and the letter L locks your PC. What else? Windows key and the left or right arrow will adjust your screen to make Windows fit half the size. And I also introduced a feature called Task View, which gives you the ability, when you press it on your toolbar, or if you use the shortcut Windows and Tab, it will do three things. It will show you all your open windows, so you can quickly switch between them. But what I like about it is it shows you a timeline of all the documents that you've opened recently, whether it's from an email, OneDrive, SharePoint. If you've opened it recently, it'll be there. So the task view is a great way of going back to your recent documents, because if you can't remember where you opened it from, it will still be there as well. So that's a task view. And the third thing, I don't think I showed this during the session, but you can have a virtual desktop. So if you need to separate your work into different virtual desktops, it's really useful for that as well. So yeah, that was Windows, some Windows shortcuts there as well. There was a few applications or a few features that weren't picked during the session, such as Microsoft To Do. But that's something, if you want to know more about, get in touch with us. You know, if you liked what you saw in the session, there's so many more applications, best practices that we can help introduce you to. So the details in the description of this video will tell you how to get in touch with us if you simply want a chat, if you want to discuss your training requirements or development requirements, get in touch with us for that as well. And finally, we have an online community or learning platform called Cube, where you can access our video library, learn on your own time. It's full of best practices, hints and tips. We have monthly webinars, we have networking sessions, Q&A sessions, and it's a subscription-based service and really good value for money. So if you want to know more about that or get an overview, a demo of it, again, get in touch with us and we'd be more than happy to help. Good, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining the session, and I look forward to speaking to you again and sharing these Microsoft 365 best practices on your Microsoft 365 journey. So thanks for now. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.